The world is a complex tapestry of nations, each with its own history, culture, and aspirations. Geography, resources, and power drive international conflict, shaping human history. Understanding geopolitics is essential for comprehending global forces and crafting strategies to prevent future conflicts. By delving into historical and contemporary examples, we gain insights into the motivations of states and the importance of diplomacy. Geography is the silent architect of international relations, dictating trade, movement, and strategic vulnerabilities. It shapes the very foundation of how nations interact, influencing everything from economic partnerships to military strategies. The contours of the Earth, the placement of natural resources, and the barriers created by mountains and oceans all play a crucial role in the global arena. The Strait of Hormuz, a vital maritime choke point, exemplifies geography's impact on global tensions. This narrow passageway is a critical artery for the world's oil supply, making it a focal point for geopolitical power struggles. Control over such choke points can determine the economic stability of entire regions. The Himalayan mountains have shaped China-India relations, limiting trade and sparking territorial disputes. These towering peaks create natural barriers that complicate communication and transport, leading to long-standing border conflicts and strategic standoffs between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. Terrain dictates military strategy, as seen in Afghanistan's rugged battlefields. The harsh and unforgiving landscape has historically been a challenge for invading forces, influencing the tactics and outcomes of military engagements. The mountains and valleys provide natural fortifications and hideouts, making conventional warfare difficult. Control of strategic waterways like the Suez and Panama Canals grants economic and military leverage. These man-made channels are crucial for global trade, reducing travel time and costs for shipping routes. Dominance over these canals can shift the balance of power, affecting international trade and military logistics. Despite technological advances, geography continues to influence state behavior and conflict dynamics. Satellites and drones may provide new ways to navigate and surveil, but the physical landscape still dictates the possibilities and limitations of human activity. Technology can enhance our understanding and utilization of geography, but it cannot erase its fundamental impact. The physical realities of the world shape strategic calculations, alliances, and conflict propensity. Maps and geographical data are essential tools for diplomats and military planners, guiding decisions that affect global peace and stability. Understanding geography is key to comprehending the complexities of international relations and the persistent nature of conflict. The quest for resources has driven conflicts from ancient Mesopotamia to modern Middle East. The scramble for Africa exemplifies the allure of resources, with European powers exploiting the continent's riches. World wars were fought over access to industrial resources like coal, iron, ore, and oil. Today, competition for resources intensifies, with water scarcity emerging as a major security threat. Resource extraction often leads to environmental degradation and social inequalities, fueling instability. Managing resources responsibly and equitably is vital for global security and prosperity. The pursuit of power lies at the heart of geopolitics, encompassing military, economic, diplomatic, and cultural influence. Nations strive to project their power on the global stage, showcasing their military might through grand parades, their economic prowess through summits, and their cultural influence through international events. This multifaceted approach to power is essential for maintaining and expanding a nation's influence. Alliances form as nations seek strength in numbers, but they can shift with self-interest and strategic calculations. These alliances are often fluid, changing as nations reassess their priorities and the global landscape. Leaders meet at international summits, shaking hands and forging agreements that can alter the balance of power. Military alliances in particular are crucial for collective security, but they are also subject to the ever-changing dynamics of international relations. NATO, formed to contain Soviet expansionism, exemplifies military alliances forged in geopolitical rivalry. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization has played a pivotal role in maintaining Western security and deterring aggression. Its military exercises and strategic planning are designed to ensure readiness and cohesion among member states. The historical context of its formation during the Cold War highlights the enduring nature of such alliances in the face of evolving threats. The balance of power, a cornerstone of international stability, shifts with the rise and decline of states. Throughout history, empires have risen and fallen, redrawing borders and altering the global order. Military parades and economic summits are modern manifestations of this age-old struggle for dominance. As new powers emerge and old ones wane, the international community must constantly adapt to maintain stability and prevent conflict. China's rise has altered the global balance, triggering anxiety and strategic competition. The rapid growth of China's economy and its expanding military capabilities have made it a formidable player on the world stage. International summits now frequently feature discussions on how to engage with or counterbalance China's influence. This shift has led to new alliances and strategic partnerships. As nations seek to navigate the complexities of a changing global order, diplomacy and cooperation can mitigate the risks of competing powers. Through diplomatic meetings and international cooperation events, nations can find common ground and work towards peaceful resolutions. Peace treaties and agreements forged at the United Nations assemblies are testament to the power of dialogue and negotiation in preventing conflicts and fostering global stability. Statesmen and diplomats must navigate complex relationships, balancing national interests with global stability. Their work involves delicate negotiations, strategic compromises, and a deep understanding of both domestic and international politics. The success of these efforts is crucial for maintaining peace and preventing the path to war. As they engage in discussions and negotiations, they shape the future of international relations and the prospects for a stable and prosperous world. World War I, ignited by the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, exemplifies the devastating consequences of unchecked geopolitical forces. The assassination in Sarajevo on June 28, 1914, set off a chain reaction among the major powers of Europe, each bound by a web of alliances and mutual defense agreements. The conflict stemmed from intense rivalry and shifting alliances in early 20th century Europe. Nations were vying for dominance driven by nationalism, imperial ambitions, and economic competition. The political landscape was a tinderbox waiting for a spark. Germany's rapid industrialization and the Ottoman Empire's decline created a power vacuum in the Balkans. This region, often referred to as the powder keg of Europe, was a hotspot for nationalist movements and territorial disputes. Rival alliances, the Triple Alliance and Triple Entente, exacerbated tensions. The Triple Alliance, consisting of Germany, Austria-Hungary and Italy, stood in opposition to the Triple Entente, which included France, Russia and Great Britain. These alliances meant that any conflict involving one country could quickly involve others. Austria-Hungary's pretext to crush Serbia, backed by Germany, led to a wider war. The assassination provided Austria-Hungary with the justification it needed to declare war on Serbia, setting off a domino effect among the Allied nations. Russia mobilized in support of Serbia, followed by France and Great Britain. The mobilization of these forces marked the beginning of a full-scale war, as countries honored their alliance commitments. The major powers of Europe were locked in a four-year war, reshaping the geopolitical landscape. Trench warfare became a defining feature of the conflict, leading to unprecedented casualties and a stalemate on the Western Front. World War I highlights the complexities of international relations and the dangers of unchecked nationalism. Propaganda played a significant role in maintaining public support for the war, often demonizing the enemy and glorifying nationalistic fervor. Diplomacy is crucial in preventing conflicts and maintaining global stability. The war's end saw numerous diplomatic efforts to establish lasting peace, culminating in the Treaty of Versailles, which aimed to prevent future conflicts but also sowed the seeds for World War II. The Great War serves as a reminder of the importance of understanding geopolitical forces. The devastation it caused underscores the need for careful management of international relations and the pursuit of peaceful resolutions to conflicts. The 21st century grapples with geopolitical challenges that could ignite conflict and reshape the global order. The resurgence of great power competition, particularly between the US and China, adds volatility. Globalization, technological innovation, and climate change reshape the geopolitical landscape. Cyber warfare, WMD proliferation, and climate change introduce new dimensions of risk. Understanding geopolitical hotspots is essential for policymakers and citizens. Analyzing historical context, key actors, and potential flashpoints helps mitigate conflict risks. The South China Sea, rich in resources and a major shipping lane, is a contentious geopolitical hotspot. Overlapping territorial claims by China and Southeast Asian nations fuel tensions. China's island-building campaign heightens tensions with the US, which seeks to maintain freedom of navigation. The US conducts freedom of navigation operations and bolsters its military presence. The South China Sea dispute highlights the challenges of managing territorial disputes amid rising nationalism. The risk of miscalculation or accident remains high, with potential consequences for regional and global security. The conflict in Ukraine, sparked by Russia's annexation of Crimea, exposes geopolitical rivalry. Ukraine's strategic importance to Russia includes serving as a buffer zone and conduit for gas exports. The 2014 Maidan Revolution and subsequent Russian actions led to a proxy war with the West. The West imposed sanctions on Russia and provided military aid to Ukraine. The Ukraine crisis highlights the legacy of the Cold War and the complexities of identity politics. Dialogue and diplomacy are crucial to preventing future conflicts and maintaining stability. Diplomacy and peacekeeping are vital for resolving disputes and fostering cooperation. Diplomacy negotiates treaties, forges alliances, and empowers international organizations. Peacekeeping missions monitor ceasefires, protect civilians, and assist in peace processes. Effective diplomacy and peacekeeping depend on political will, resources, and conflict complexities. Historical examples like the Dayton Accords and Good Friday Agreement demonstrate their power. Global peace and stability require collective effort, strong institutions, and a commitment to dialogue. The future of war and peace is shaped by new technologies, great power competition, and climate change. Cyber warfare and AI in military applications challenge traditional notions of warfare. Climate change exacerbates conflicts and creates new security challenges. Non-state actors add complexity to the global security environment. Peace and stability require new thinking, approaches, and adaptability. Diplomacy, dialogue, and cooperation remain essential, complemented by new tools and strategies. Geopolitics, the interplay of geography, resources, and power, remains relevant today. Understanding these forces is crucial for navigating an interconnected world. Studying geopolitical conflicts provides insights into state motivations and power dynamics. Embracing cooperation, diplomacy, and addressing conflict root causes can create a more peaceful world. The pursuit of peace and stability is imperative for our collective survival.